Hello, bonjour, namaste, hola, ni hao. I'm Stuart the Squirrel. Welcome to the TransCultural Group TCG Gourmet Journey. Together, we're going to travel around the world to trace the journey of different food and cuisines influenced by different cultures. Well, without further ado, here are the different types of food we have ready for you to discover. Please come with me. Please let me introduce to you Perrault the Parrot. Remember the festival series? He is our very special guest today.
My dear friends, today, let me bring you to a place close to my homeland.
Are we traveling to South America, Perrault?
Yes, Stuart. We will travel to South America and also travel back in time. You say tomato, I say tomato, tomato, tomato.
Isn't that the song from Shall We Dance? I love it!
First, we must know that tomato is a native plant of South America. It was said that the ancient Mesoamerica domesticated it, along with other plants like maize, avocado, and etc. Its earlier names include tomatil, the swelling fruit, and citomatil, the plum thing with a navel.
Poor tomatoes! Those were not very nice names to have.
Well, Stuart, I'm afraid our poor tomato is stuck with that name. Now we know the Aztecs, the same people who gave tomato the horrible name, used them in their cooking, but they may have also used them as hallucinogens.
Hallucinogens? I don't recall having any hallucinations after eating my tomatoes. That must have been from a wilder species then.
Stuart, have you heard of Christopher Columbus?
Yes, Perrault. Wasn't he the famous explorer who discovered America?
Ironically, he set out in search of Cathay after reading Marco Polo's book. Instead of reaching the East Indies and Japan, he reached the New World.
Oh, now I understand why the indigenous people in America are also called American Indians. It was the blunder of Mr. Columbus.
Yes, you can call that a blunder, but I must say he was a brave soul to have taken the decision sailing in the opposite direction from the usual eastward route. That's how America was discovered.
A path less traveled may lead us to a greater reward.
With Columbus's discovery in 1492, the European expeditions arrived in America and colonization soon began.
Did Columbus bring the tomato to Europe?
No, it was not until 1521 when Herman Cortes, the Spanish conquistador, raided the Aztec capital Tenochtitlan that tomato seeds were sent to Spain.
Spain? I thought the Italians were the ones crazy about the tomatoes.
Stuart, it was the Spanish who introduced the tomatoes to the Italians. And in fact, the Italians took a long time before they accepted tomatoes as edible food. They first kept them in the gardens and as ornamental decorative plants on the table until the late 17th or early 18th century.
Poor tomatoes! What an underrated childhood! I think they can look pretty, but they definitely make delicious sauce and toppings for pasta and pizza too.
Yes, Stuart. They were not the favorite amongst the other fruits because they looked like some deadly poisonous fruits in the nightshade family. Other than that, they were also being associated with witchcraft and werewolves.
How unfortunate!
That's not all, Stuart. Our poor tomatoes were also implicated in some serious poisoning cases within the aristocratic society. Actually, it was not totally the fault of tomato. The poison was caused by the lead content in the expensive pewter plates they used. The acidity of tomatoes caused the lead to leach from the plate into the food.
So it was not tomato poisoning, but lead poisoning. How sad, this time being a scapegoat of a crime. What a misunderstood beginning, our poor tomato friend. Perrault, are there more cheerful stories about tomatoes?
Well, Stuart, we shall discover that in our next chapter. Meanwhile, let's take a break. You say tomato, I say tomato, tomato, tomato.